and welcome. These are horse racing selections for Thursday, the 3rd of October. I am flatcapcallum and I'm hoping you're all very, very well. I'm here for a short time, not for a long time this morning. That's the plan anyway. So quick vid. So we'll do the review and then we'll get into the small interest on Thursday's racing. And got some high prices and risky ones at that. So I've got 3 horses. Only one of them's a star and that's a question mark. And the other 2 are not star rated. So we'll come to that. So we'll do the review of Wednesday first. This was the Wednesday bet. We had Mowgli or Mogwili, whichever way you're going to go. It's not spelt the same as Mowgli, but sometimes you might pronounce it like that. Who knows? So Mowgli was a nice winner. Jessica May really didn't even seem to move in the saddle. She just sort of drifted through. So, I wouldn't be surprised if that one goes close again next time, but it'll probably be a short price. So that's that. Gutsy Girl. The pace held up in the race. Chancellor asked me about my view of the race. I put it in the comments yesterday, but the front horse, Tom Marquand, got the pace absolutely perfect. So I think that horse is worth watching in a handicap next time. Cresta Cat, you get any price you want, and not surprising because that was an absolute donkey. And then Appeal to Glory, very strange, 8s, and I thought I said it was going to be shorter than that, and it goes off 20s, something like that. And it didn't really get involved at any point in the race. And I know people will say, well, it drifts, therefore they know. There was another race at Kempton. I backed a horse, not on the channel, and I backed it at 10-1 the night before, and it went up for 33s, and it was 4th. And very, very similar in the sense of, I'm telling you what you could have won, but I back other horses that don't appear on the channel as well. But drifted 33s for no reason. So it's not just because it drifts. There's something wrong with it. Sometimes that does mean that, like there is a word out that this horse isn't going to do anything today, but that doesn't always transpire. So anyhow, if you did it as full like that, because Alpine Stroll was a non-runner, it was a tiny profit. If you only did it in the morning, you did a Yankee, it was a tiny loss. So 170 profit, I think, for the channel. So the 3 for Thursday on very riskiness. So I'm sort of going smaller stakes. Try and get this light better. Okay, so 235 Bellewstown, Celtic Druid, Celtic Druid. We should really go with there, couldn't we? Celtic Druid didn't hit the star system. This trained by Tom McCourt. He's really local to Bellewstown. His stable's about 10 minutes down the road. He sends a lot of horses to Bellewstown. I think yesterday at Bellewstown, he all of his 4 horses, all in the first 3. No winners, unfortunately, for him. This one is second run on a handicap, which if you've been around a while, you've heard me talk about this as an interesting point. In the old days, it used to be first run in a handicap. These days, you have to be a little bit more cleverer. So this horse was run over sort of 7 furlongs twice in a mile in maidens, and then upped to 1 mile and 2, which is an inadequate trip for the horse. If you look at breeding of the horse, it's a half brother to a horse that very, very similarly ran in 2 7 furlongs and a mile, and some of them at Dundalk in its maiden races, and then they chopped and changed up in distance, and eventually when it got to 1 mile, it went and won at 33s, and it was the same trainer. That horse also won over Bellewstown as well, and all sorts of ground. So I'm not worried about the ground, and I think the trip is probably right. If that horse is on point, I think it will outrun its odds at 50s. For a trainer who likes to send his horses to Bellewstown, because it's like going around the corner shop or something, isn't it? So Celtic Druid, we're having a flyer on at 50s. Then 540 Newcastle, Must Believe, it's the only horse that hit the star system, but it's a 2-year-old race, and I'm being a bit cautious about 2-year-old races, because it can be a little bit inconsistent. But I'm happy. I've got it with a couple of other chunky monkey prices. So Must Believe, it's the exposed horse of the race, but it's got the form in the book, whereas the others haven't. And so it's a fairly simple analysis of the race. But basically speaking, on what they've shown, that horse isn't that price. But the others have only run once, twice, and they've got a lot more room for improvement. So it really depends on how much the others improve. But at 33, it's worth taking. We're taking a chance on. So it came out as a 2-star bet. And then finishing off 8:30 Chelmsford for Southbank. It's a hard one, this one. So this horse ran brilliantly twice at Chelmsford, 6 furlongs in the spring. And the last of those, it won as a 4-9 favourite. It then has run 4 no races at all, like literally nothing. Most of them over 5 furlongs, and one was Wolverhampton, the others were turf. The horse clearly it prefers Chelmsford. The bit I don't like is some of the strange betting patterns associated with the horse that I do not like. So if this horse suddenly gets shorter through the day, this is the type of horse I'd be quite excited if it was going to get a lot shorter. When I say a lot shorter, it's got to get single figures. I imagine it will shorten in price, definitely. But if it gets really short, then that's when I might get a little bit more excited about its potential. We will see. But 6 furlongs Chelmsford is run his 2 best races by a mile on that, and that's what its conditions are. The jockey, Olivia Haynes, she ran it on it last time. It wasn't a million miles away when it ran at Wolverhampton, but it was last. But that was the first time she'd ridden the horse and first time she'd ridden for Stuart Williams, because all her other rides have been for David Simcock. And she's actually won twice, and that's 2 out of 6 of her races at Chelmsford. So the only track she's ever won at is Chelmsford. So again, a bit like yesterday and I know some people will be looking at £10 claimers and being put off. £7 claimer that most people won't have heard of doesn't put me off on that horse. And it's sometimes those sorts of angles where you've got to go against bias, like that one. I got very excited when I read the Racing Post update, right? So Racing Post, a lot of you will read Racing Post on the app, and the little blurb about it. The last word, avoid. Ting. That's a little alarm bell for me to not avoid. Sometimes that does mean avoid, but basically because lots of people will read that and go, well, that horse shouldn't do it. Racing Post said avoid. Actually, if you go look at it, its races in Maiden Company actually were of a reasonable enough standard that says it can go. So anyway, there we go. So we've got 25p each way Trixie. It's a half stake really, Trixie. So Trixie's at the moment on the channel of 50p's. So this is a half stake one because they're risky and 2 don't hit the star system, and the one that does is a 2-year-old. 75p each way single on Must Believe. 50p each way singles on the other 3, 5.50. If they all get placed, happy days. We'll be having a cracking day. But there we go. And then you want 365 Sky, Paddy, Betfair, Betfred, Unibet, Betway. They are the best 7 bookies, all offering the same place terms, which is 4, 3 and 4. Not every bookie is 4 there. Not every bookie is 4 there. 5.50 total stake. That is me. All right. Due to be back tonight for the long rambly video and anything for Friday, including... Can I get Dundalk right? Who knows? All right. That is me. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.